7th. All right, so welcome to Team Forever Strong's team call. We're doing once a month now, the first Thursday of every month for about 30 or 40 minutes. It's February 7th, and before I dive into this topic, I just wanted to spend just a couple of minutes recognizing a couple of people. We definitely had Heidi rank advance to Diamond today, which is really, really exciting. She actually did a live video with some tips in the team page today, so make sure to check that out. She's been a coach since September, and she's just like on fire, totally killing it, and doing amazing. So congratulations to her. We also have a bunch of newer coaches too who have already like sent out their first links and have their first people signed up, so they're halfway to Emerald. We've had tons of people. Who's I'm thinking of? Lindsay. She shared her before and after pictures in our challenge group, and I shared it in the team page today. This was her first time doing one of the Beachbody programs, and she did the 21-day fix and was on day 20 today. And she's got awesome results so far. And she's a mom as well, with a little one at home, so she is killing it. So I just wanted to say congratulations to all of them, and congratulations to those of you who are showing up and who are here tonight. Do you guys have anybody that you want to recognize, or just anything going on positive, either in your online communities or with your teams, or people that you're helping, or people that you're talking to, just anything, maybe something that you're proud of or that's going well for you yourself in your own business or life? Can be anything, really. If you have anything, you can unmute yourself and let us know. No one's gonna, oh, Cheryl.
Dakota's sleeping in her crib.
Oh my gosh, yay, that's a
win.
That is a huge deal. My kids are sleeping through the night too, guys, now. Okay, I'm going to celebrate that now. It's been about a month, and their ages 6 and 5, and they're finally sleeping all night long until 6 o'clock in the morning when their little alarm glows green. So that is definitely cause for a celebration. Anybody have anything else? No? Okay. Cool. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about how to really like triple your productivity when you're working in the business, because I have a lot of one-on-one calls with different coaches all the time. New coaches, coaches that are mine, coaches who are not mine, coaches who've been doing this for a while. And the one common thing that I always hear people is like, I'm working so much on this business and like nothing is happening, or I'm working so much on this business and I can't get anybody signed up, or I can't rank advance, or I can't find anyone to join my team. And when I sit back and I actually have them tell me exactly what they're doing during the time that they work their business, like the exact activities that they're doing, it's not that they're doing anything wrong. It's just that there needs to be a slight shift in where they're spending the majority of their time. And so the key to you having success, first and foremost anyways in this business, is to take action. And I know sometimes, especially like if you're newer, or maybe if you're even a veteran coach and you started and then you stopped, just that fear of getting started again, or just getting started in general, can sometimes like stress you out. Like just the fear of it, you know, just taking that first step can be really overwhelming. So once you make that first step, that's when the action starts to get the ball rolling. And that's when you're going to start to see things start to move a little bit. But it's not just about taking any kind of action, because there's lots of little activities that come along with this business. So it's not about just taking action in general. It's about making sure that you're taking action on doing the right activities in your business that are going to move it forward, and making sure that you're spending the right amount of time on the ones that are the most valuable, that are going to actually impact your business. That's where people sometimes get it a little bit confused. I don't think that people really realize how much time you actually need to spend every single day in private messages, talking, inviting people. I think there's a huge misunderstanding with that one piece there, from what I've been seeing from the people that I've been talking to. So I'm going to kind of touch on that a little bit tonight as well too. So always start with the most important task before doing anything else. So this is where, guys, this Success Club tracker thing that you guys I'm sure have is going to come in super handy. Those things on that list are the very first things that you should be doing in your business. It's not sitting down and listening to a call It's not listening to the national wake-up call. It's not, going and trying to add stuff to your story or going and scrolling the team page, any of that stuff. It's really the things that are on this list in the order that they're in. That's really the most important things that you can possibly do. And that's why they actually did a little test of this, and they had people who were in the special group for 5-star diamonds and above. They actually had new coaches and just random people in general try this tracker out. And literally, I'm talking follow every single thing on here religiously for 2 to 3 weeks, and they all hit Success Club, and we're signing people up. So the stuff on here definitely works, okay? So that's one thing that you definitely want to have out. And when you sit down to work, you always want to ask yourself, how will this one thing help me if I keep doing it 5 years down the road? So for example, sometimes, like if you sit down and you're spending like all this time like organizing your notebooks, like trying to get yourself organized, learning Google Streak, trying to organize your desk, all that stuff. If you spend all your time doing that, right, you're going to be super organized. You're going to have a really organized and clean desk, but that's not going to do anything for your business, right? Scrolling Facebook, for example, all that stuff, right? But if you were spent every single day with doing the first thing that you did was spent, for example, 45 minutes inviting and connecting and talking to people every day, how would that affect your business if you did that every day 5 years down the road from now, right? It would be huge. Your life would be completely different, right? Because you're spending the time on one activity that is not valuable and going to produce any kind of incredible outcome, and then you're spending on now this other one that I talked about that is extremely valuable, that will totally be the thing that catapults your business forward. So you have to really be the person who develops yourself to be super disciplined in that one area of like really recognizing. And this is why you'll hear me say this, and I'm sure you've heard it before. It's called Eat That Frog. I highly recommend, if you have not read this book called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, you've got to read it. Like every single coach should read it. I read it when I first became a coach. I'm reading it again. This is one of the other reasons why it gave me this idea to do a call for you guys on that, because it's all about being really disciplined and really understanding what is that one thing that really needs to get done that's going to help me move my business forward, and then doing it first and just getting it over and done with before you move on to anything else. So definitely pick up a copy of that book or listen to it on Audible, because it will really, really help you and become action oriented. And you'll develop these habits over time. As you develop your routine and you sit down and you have your tracker and you realize, okay, this needs to be done first, then this, okay, it'll just become like a habit of yours. It'll be natural for you. And it also will help you overcome procrastination. When you have yourself organized like this and you have a list of things that you know exactly what to do, there's no time and no reason for you to procrastinate and scroll and look at other people's stories and look at other coaches in the network, because you're going to be too busy being focused on the activities that you know you need to do on this tracker that are going to move you forward. So another key to this too is, like, you've got the activities and stuff laid out in front of you, but is really like visualizing yourself as the person you see yourself down the road. So visualizing yourself as the person you see yourself being in the future. Like, what does that person look like? What kind of life are you living? What does it look like? Who are you with? What are you doing? All those things, like being really crystal clear on where you're going with this business and the type of person who you need to become to get there is huge, because whoever the person is that you see in the future is literally the person that you become. And the mind is a crazy thing like that. So whatever you see is what you become. And it could be anything that you want it to be, okay? So knowing your purpose for being here is what's going to get you to sit down and be disciplined with these activities and want to do those most important tasks at hand. Because knowing what you really want and want to accomplish soon, so that you have super good clarity on where you're really going with this. That is, I think, the key thing to it. So you're going to need to write these things down so that they become even clearer to you. That is something that you might want to do right now, just so that you can kind of maybe fill it in later on. But it's kind of like, if you're thinking about it in your mind, it doesn't really seem real. You're way less likely to follow through and reach these goals if things are just kind of up in the air, or even if you've told somebody to them verbally. It doesn't make a difference. It has to be written down somewhere. So your purpose for this working out for you and your goals and how you want this to change your life and help you and your family, it has to be written down somewhere. So there are 6 steps here I'm going to just quickly go over. And you can do this little activity with yourself when we get off the call or tomorrow, whenever it's good for you. But the first step is you need to decide what it is you really want with this business, okay? This is going to help you get really clear with, why am I even a coach? Like, why am I doing this? Why is this important that this helps me? Why is this important that this works out for me? Like, you know what I mean? You have to get extremely clear with why you're here on that. So decide exactly what it is that you want and make sure you write it down. That's the second step, is writing it down. You have to think on paper. That is the key. That should be in like huge, bold letters. Thinking on paper, not just like thinking about it in your head. It is good to do that, obviously. You know, I visualize every single night before I go to bed at night. I always visualize. And that's how I got to the place I am right now today, from doing that. But I also had a vision board, and I also had goals always written down. So I was seeing them, reading them out loud, visualizing them at night, and looking at pictures all the time. So step 2, write it down and think on paper. Step 3, this is a key one, is making sure that you set a deadline for these goals. So if you've been here for like 8 months or a year and you're not a diamond yet and you want to become a diamond, it's okay, no big deal. Look at the calendar, be like, I'm going to become a diamond by this date, and write down the deadline, the actual date. Because if you have no deadline, then you have no sense of urgency whatsoever. And you will definitely procrastinate. That is the thing. And if you put down the goal and you don't make it, it's okay, right? You just set a new deadline. You don't stop. If you don't make it, you're not like, oh, okay, you know what, I didn't reach the deadline, forget it. I guess I'm just going to throw that goal out the window. You just keep setting a new deadline for yourself, and you will always eventually meet it, as long as you have the new deadline and you're doing the right actions to get you there. Step 4, sit down and then make a list of everything that you think that you need to do to actually achieve this goal. Like, what are the things that you actually need to do to have that goal happen? And then step 5 is to start taking action on that plan immediately. Like, don't sit there and be like, all right, well, starting Monday, I'm going to start upping my invites. Like, if you want to become a diamond in 30 days from now, you can do that. But you're going to need to invite like 30 plus people a day, right? And you're going to need to get another active coach. And you're going to want to start doing that ASAP. You're not going to want to wait. So taking action immediately is step 5. And step 6, make sure that what you're doing every day is actually moving you toward the goal. This is where that eat that frog comes into place. Like, you're going to be able to achieve that by eating that frog, okay? Which is always, 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 no matter what, going to be inviting and you talking to people every day in private messages. And then once you have all those steps figured out and everything's all written down in front of you, you're going to take action immediately, and then you're not going to stop. You're not going to stop until you get there. Okay, but you're going to feel so much more organized. And having these clear written goals is going to motivate you, because now you're going to have and feel a sense of purpose when you sit down to do these tasks, for example, on the Success Club Tracker. You're going to be like, okay, like, I'm here because of this reason. Like, this is my purpose for being here. This is my purpose for this wanting to work out. That's why I need to help 10 people this month get started on their health and fitness journey, and find 2 other people who need help with their financial situation, who want to join my team and, you know, help other people get started with me too. It's going to make it that much easier for you. So planning every single day in advance. The 80-20 rule, you might want to write that down. This is something super important, and people have it 150% reversed. After talking to a bunch of people over the past month, people have this rule reversed, and that is what the problem is. The 80-20 rule means that 80% of your time when you sit down to work on this business should be you talking to people. When I sit down and I do my work in the morning, and I have a 4-hour chunk of time, almost the entire 4-hour period, I'm in my Instagram message box my email, or my Facebook message box. That's where you want to be spending 80% of your time. It's the most valuable task that you should be doing, which is what you should be doing 80% of the time. That's the task that's going to move your business forward. Example again, inviting, right? So think about, for example, like use today as an example. Think about how much time you spent working this business. Was it an hour? Was it 30 minutes? Was it 2 hours? Whatever it was. And then be honest with yourself and look at it and say, was 80% of that time me behind the scenes talking to people, inviting, connecting, building new relationships and following up? Or was 80% of that time spent doing something else, trying to figure out a new social media platform, trying to figure out what to add, onto my Instagram, trying to figure out what to hashtag? Because honestly, you should only be spending like that, all that extra stuff in the business should not take you any more than like 45 minutes to an hour. So if you're someone who has like 2 hours or 3 hours to work on this business, almost all that time should be spent with you talking to people. But people have it reversed. They have it the other way around. They're barely in their inbox, barely talking to other people, and they're spending 80% of their time doing all these other little things. And it's all those other little things that you feel like, oh, like I'm working the business. I'm working all the time, but nothing's happening. And it's not because you're doing anything wrong. Those things are important. It's just that you're spending the majority of your time on the wrong things, which is why your business isn't moving forward. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah. So if you want to spend very little time on those other things and spend 80% of the time on the most important things. And if you eat that frog and do all that stuff and do that one thing, that's going to move your business forward. So continuing to talk to people. And when you sit down, like I'll give you an example of what I do. When you sit down to actually do like your inviting piece, set yourself a timer, like whatever it is. I'm just going to say 45 minutes as an example, right? If you have 45 minutes, set the timer for 45 minutes and then focus on just getting out those invites to as many people. If people respond back to you, don't get distracted and respond back to them. Don't stop to write down their name immediately, okay? Or to write their name down in Google Streak or whatever kind of tracking system that you're doing. Literally spend that 45-minute block just banging out those invites to people. And when the timer goes off, then you can go back and you can follow up with all the people who actually responded to you and then record their names down. So that's going to help you start the most important task and then finish it versus, yeah, I felt like I was inviting, but at the end of the day, if you spend all this time, going back and forth with people, you might look at it and be like, oh my God, I actually only invited like 4 people today. And that's definitely not enough. Okay. The outcome, guys, like this is where having like your super crystal clear vision is going to be so helpful to you, because the outcome is so huge, guys, and so awesome if you can just stay disciplined in that one area. Being so clear about it, it can literally, your entire life can completely change from just being focused on doing that one activity first and doing that first thing every single day, literally, and have it written down and then have it posted on a vision board. You have your goals, you have all that stuff has to be out in front of you. You can literally live your life however you want and have anything you want to happen. Like, what does that look like to you guys? If you continue to do that task, you can get completely out of debt. You can earn 6 or 7 figures in this business. You can retire your spouse if that's what you want to do. You can do this full time, guys, and be home every freaking day and work in your yoga pants if that's what you want. You can give back to your parents or give back to your family or just give back to society and help out. You can move anywhere you want in the world. You can get the second beach house or the house in the mountains that you've always wanted. Okay? The list can literally go on. These are literally some of the things that can happen by you just doing that one simple, most valuable task every single day. It's huge, guys. I mean, this is where you're going to see your life change dramatically, and all of you guys can do it. Every single person can do it. So just remember, whatever you choose to do over and over and over again, you know what happens, right? When you do that, it becomes a habit. So habits are hard to break. So if you're someone, for example, because this can work for you or against you. So if you're someone who wakes up every single morning and you sit down to do your work and you don't have your tracker out, and the first thing that you do is spend 30 minutes scrolling Facebook and looking at other people's, like, I'm just gonna just check out and see what so-and-so is doing today. Let me watch their stories. Let me go to this one. Let me go to that one. Let me check into this group. Let me check into that group. And that's how you spend your first 30 to 45 minutes. Just doing it for pleasure, basically, right? That's going to be a habit that you're going to form. And it's going to be hard to break that habit. So be really, really, really careful. But if you choose to wake up every single day and get right to it, and you press play, right? Now you're feeling awesome because you did your workout and you're super motivated and you're on fire. And then that's the best time anyways to dive into your message box and start talking to people and inviting them along the journey and following up and connecting with new people and building new relationships. You're going to have way more success doing it that way anyways. If you do that, that's going to be the new habit that forms for you. After almost 5 years of me doing this, guys, I can't miss a day of inviting now. It's literally like me forgetting to brush my teeth one day. Like, it will become that much ingrained in you and just part of your everyday life and part of your everyday routine. And the rewards are huge because you're impacting and changing so many freaking lives. And then you end up living this life that you never even thought was possible, right? So just think about that, how you're choosing to spend your time. Okay, because not only is getting up and just like scrolling and checking other people's things a waste of your time, it's just not an efficient use of your time, like, at all. You know what I mean? And it's really not anything of value that's gonna move your business forward. So imagine how your business would look now 1 year from now if you woke up and you actually did that activity, that one activity every single day. It would be drastically different. Like, you would be freaking mind blown. You'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. This is amazing, right? Just this one simple little thing would compound over time. Okay? So the time management piece is a huge piece in this as well, right? You're all clear. You have the things that you want to do. Now, time management, this is where you need to choose between the important and not so important things, which is another reason why this tracker is awesome to have out, and you should be using it every day, every week, every month, because these are the most important things on there, right? It's not the training. It's not what this other coach who's been coaching for 10 years is doing. None of that stuff. This is what's been proven to help coaches have success and help people and earn an income, a growing income, and build their business and move it forward. So having that's going to really, really help you in actually using it, okay? The successful people have that really clear future in their mind. And like, I'm talking extremely clear. So if you have that, then I want you to always think, like, what would the consequences be of me doing or not doing these activities? Like, what's the consequence? Like how is this going to hurt you if this doesn't work out for you, right? Where are you going to be? Are you going to be back at work? Right? Are you going to be stuck at that job that you can't freaking stand, or that boss that's an a-hole that doesn't let you take off any time for vacation, who totally doesn't even appreciate you? You're going to be there. Are you going to be completely broke, living paycheck to paycheck, super stressed out and overwhelmed because you literally don't have any money to do anything? And now you have kids and you want to have more kids, and how's that going to happen now, right? Are you not going to be able to spend the time with your family that you had always wanted, because the clock's ticking? Right? For all of us, the clock is ticking. And the most important thing is being able to be with the ones that you love, right? Being and feeling fulfilled. So are you going to be living a life where you aren't fulfilled if this doesn't work out? You know what I mean? Like, not feeling 100% satisfied, not feeling like you're making an impact, feeling like you're just settling. That's hard to live like that and to live with that feeling for the rest of your life. I know people like that. I have family members like that who live like that. And it's not a good thing. So for me, it was, if I don't do these tasks, then I'm going to be back at work and I will not be home with my kids. And that was the most important thing and the reason why I got into this business. It wasn't to earn 6 figures. It wasn't to move to Florida. It was none of that. It was, how can I find a way to continue being home with my kids? And yeah, my crystal clear, vision changed and grew as I had more success with this, but that's what it was for me. And to me, the pain of this not working and having to leave my kids and put them in daycare and not be there for them and continue to be in debt was way worse than me sitting down and forcing myself to be freaking disciplined every single night, even when I didn't want to, and do those things and eat that frog every damn day. And it paid off. And it paid off. So think about that and how that relates to you in your life and your purpose for being here. There'll never be enough time for you to do everything in this business. You'll never get caught up. You'll never have it all done. You'll never be like, I did it. I'm good to go. It's all done. You'll never have that all done. But there's always enough time for you to do the most important thing in your business, which is why I always tell people, even on the days where they're super busy, whatever you do, don't go to bed unless you've talked to at least 10 to 15 people. So you've got to get rid of all those lower activities. And I do want to say this one thing too. Oh, I got something in the chat here. I don't want to miss it. Let's see here. Yes, just like teaching. It is exactly like freaking teaching. To a T. What I wanted to say was, because I like to be completely 100% transparent with people, because I want all of you guys to have success and reach your goals. And I know everybody's here for a different reason, but I know that all of you guys on this call, at least right now, like want to build a big business, right? I know that you don't want this to be just a hobby for you. I know that you want this to be a lot more. So I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. When I seriously say that when it says on this tracker here, invite 5 people a day to join your challenge group, that's way wrong. Okay, I was talking to somebody a couple of days ago, and she doesn't hit Success Club, or she's kind of inconsistent with hitting Success Club. She might have like one or a couple people a month, but when I asked what her numbers were for her, like when she tracked how many people she actually invited, she was only inviting 35 people a week. Okay, now I'm going to be 100%, 150% honest with you guys. The bare minimum, if you're here to build a business, okay, is minimum 15 invites a day. That's the minimum. If you don't, you won't hit Success Club and you won't have a business. You literally have to, and this isn't even an exaggeration, guys, right now, you have to invite 300 people a month to join you for you to hit Success Club 10. So, and this is, I think, where people are a little confused. Like, I don't know, like they just think that, they just don't understand, I think, how much time you actually have to spend behind the scenes, inviting, talking, forming new relationships, following up. It's, like I said, 80% of your time needs to be there. So for pretty much everybody on the team that I've talked to, like if you're not hitting Success Club and you're not signing people up, you're not doing anything wrong. You just need to shift your focus and up your numbers in that inviting game. So I would highly recommend that if you're using this tracker, which hopefully you are, that, I mean, I have it crossed out right on mine. I mean, I do obviously more than 10 to 15 invites a day, but I'm just saying for the basic business building coach who comes in, it needs to be about 15 invites a day. Like straight up invites, 15 invites to a sport and accountability group. Then you do your follow-ups with people from the previous day or the day before. Then you make new connections with people. So that is what it's got to be. It's the only way that it will happen, because without Success Club, you don't have a business. In all honesty, are you guys like, holy shit? Like when I tell you the numbers, or are you just like, that's no big deal? I mean, again, if you look at it like, it's kind of like looking at your end goal. Like, oh my God, how am I gonna, pay off? Like when I first started, how am I gonna pay off $40,000 of debt, right? Well, you're gonna do it by doing the 15 invites every single day. So if you look at it like the whole month, like, holy crap, 300 invites? You've got to be kidding me. What if you break it down though and you do 15 invites? 15 invites should literally take you 15 to 20 minutes. That's it. If it's taking you longer than that, then you need to talk to me. but that's all that it should take. It should not take any more than 20 minutes. And if you're using Kanban, okay, that will literally bring you new people that have a connection with you with similarities every day immediately, and you'll never have people to run out with. So just put that in your mind, okay? So you got to get rid of the lower activities. Another little activity that you can do if you're someone that like, you're using the tracker, but you also have this like long list of different things that you need to do, and you're writing them all down. Here's a little activity that you can do, okay? You're going to write down A, B, C, D, and E, okay? A through E. And when you have a list of all these activities or things that you need to do, all right, what's super helpful is you're going to go through and you're going to put an A next to all of the very, very important things. And if there's more than one important thing, it could be like A1, A2, A3, A4, whatever it is. Those are like the super important things that are essentials to move your business forward. So pretty much everything on your tracker. Tracker. I can't say it enough. The B's would basically just be for the tasks that you need to do that have only like mild consequences on your business. And you would only put a B next to those things once you've actually completed all of the tasks that had an A next to it, because then that would be the next serious thing. The C's would be something that a task it's nice to do, but it really doesn't have any kind of consequence or outcome on my business whatsoever. So for example, I tell a lot of coaches, listen, if you want, as a reward for yourself, because I know people are addicted to scrolling Facebook, which is another reason why you should install Facebook Eradicator on your computer, so it gets rid of your news feed, and all you have left is a quote on there, and just force yourself not to look at your news feed really on Facebook. But what I tell people is, listen, if you've done your invites, you've done 15 to 20 invites, you've built some new relationships, you've done your follow-ups, you've told people, you should be telling people every single day about the business opportunity. If you've done all those things and you want to reward yourself with 10 minutes of you scrolling, set the timer, and that can be like your reward. But let it be like your treat for after you've done the most valuable things to move your business forward. So that's kind of like what the C things are. A D is something that you can delegate to someone else, okay? And you probably don't need to worry about this now, but when you start to grow a team and you have other people below you, you're gonna definitely need to be delegating to other people. So you can come talk to me at that point. And then E's are literally things that you should just completely eliminate, that are not gonna make a difference at all whatsoever in your business. Like, okay, time to get rid of this. That's not gonna do anything for me. Okay, so those things will really help you stay on track. So really concentrate on that one goal or accomplishment that if you achieved it, it would have the greatest impact on your life. So just like think about that. Like, what is that one thing? Like, what do you need to have happen in this business to impact your life dramatically? What's that one thing that you need to do? Like, what's that one thing that you need to accomplish? What's that one goal that you need to hit? Whatever it is, like that's the thing that you should have written down, and really just think about that. And if you're procrastinating, the best way to get over that is to stop focusing, like I said, on that big, huge goal. Stop thinking like, oh my gosh, like I have to have this work. Like I have no money right now. Like, my God, like I have to like replace my teacher salary of $70,000 right now, or I'm going to have to go back in September. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Like that is just going to overwhelm you. Just start focusing on the single most basic things, like baby steps. It's like when you're working on your health and fitness journey, right? If you have a lot of weight to lose, you're not like every day, damn it, I can't believe I have 50 pounds to lose. How am I supposed to lose these 50 pounds? It's so discouraging. I mean, if you do that, you'll get super discouraged. Instead, right, we teach you to focus on every single day. What did you do that day that's going to move you closer to your health and fitness goals? Did you press play? Did you stick to the nutrition plan as best you could? Did you drink your shake? And then doing those little simple things every day brings you closer to your health and fitness goal. And it's the exact same thing in this business with inviting, for example, right? So be super optimistic, because you become what you think, right? We all know that's the truth, right? Whether you think you can or can't, you're probably right. That is true, true, true in every way, shape, and form. I've seen it happen work both for me and against me in this business. So I'm just speaking from experience here. But basically, this is just all about you just developing a new routine and filling it with the right activities that will then lead you to develop new habits and then make you be more productive. And so you're probably thinking about yourself right now and you're like, I'm doing all those things, but you just need to, like I said, shift the focus on how much time you're spending on each of those things. And then you'll see some significant change in your business, like really fast, you'll be able to. I have one girl on the team. She does this like full time now, you know, so she has 6 hours a day to work on this business, which is more than I work on this business. And I told her that I want to see her list of 50 invites every single day. So I can guarantee you're going to be seeing this girl like pop up and completely soar very quickly, because it's the compound effect. And the more people you talk to, the more people you can help, the more people that are going to say yes. And it just kind of spirals from there. So do you guys have any questions on that? Oh yeah. Common question. Let me, yeah. Can you unmute yourself here? All right, I can do
Yes.
it. Okay.
So I was actually just looking at like one of my Kanban things, and there's a bunch of like ads that come up in the search because they use that hashtag or whatever. Do you weed through them?
The
Or
ads?
yeah, like, so when you do the Kanban search, like, do you scroll through them before you?
Click them?
Yeah.
Yeah, we scroll through them. What hashtag is it that you're using? Do you know?
This one's so I have Let Them Be Little, Motherhood Unplugged, and Unfiltered Mom.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen any. I don't click those. I don't scroll. I just scroll through, and Nick actually does it. I'm gonna go get him right now. So that way, if you have other specific questions about Kanban, he is the Kanban master. He runs that for me. So let me just go grab him real quick. So get your questions ready if you have any. Oh, good. Here you are.
I heard my name.
I'm so loud. How can you not hear me through the house?
Hello.
So she was just saying, like, if she puts in a hashtag for Kanban and then runs it, and there's ads.
Or like if you can tell they're a coach already, because sometimes it'll pull up other Beachbody coaches who use it, and you can easily tell if they have a shake in their hand or something.
Yeah.
Do you weed through them and delete them before you go ahead and do the comments?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
So I try to pick, if you're getting really mixed match results that are taking you a long time to read through it, try to find a more specific hashtag. Try to get something more targeted, right? Like if you're going to use something like, I mean, fitness related hashtags are tough anyway, but if you're going to use something like, I don't know, like right now, Kathy's 14 weeks pregnant, right? So if I use like hashtag 14 weeks or 14 weeks pregnant, I actually tried 14 weeks earlier, and I pulled in like a bunch of dogs that are 14 weeks old and like babies that are 14 weeks old. You know what I mean? So that's not what I want. So instead, I'm going to go 14 weeks pregnant, and there's less results that show up, but they're very specific. Like they're 14 weeks pregnant people. And so then I can click everyone and I can send them all a message or comment on all their posts. And I'm going to say, oh my gosh, I'm Kathy. You know, I'm so excited you're having a baby. I'm 14 weeks also, right? And immediately there's something that's going to build a connection there with someone. And we're going to do that at 15 weeks, 16 weeks, 17 weeks, 18, 19, 20, 20, the whole way through. So you can build, I mean, both these people probably won't sign up until like 3 months after a baby's born. We're playing the long game. But yeah, so like you can try to get more specific with it if you're getting a lot of like, mix in results. But I mean, it's not a big deal if you comment on a coach's post. I mean, you're just not going to spend a lot of time with it. I mean, but if it does it by accident, it's not a big deal. But I do try to pull off things that are like, sometimes I'll see ones that have like foreign languages, like, you know, like Russian or something right now. I'll click those. You know, some hashtagging is really weird because like some hashtags you think make a lot of sense, but they're used like by a culture or something like that. And you'll just know that when you look at the results.
Okay.
Just get creative with what you're putting out there and you'll find good stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
Because like your baby's like 5 months old, right?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, those are great ones to look for. 5 months old, and you can talk. I actually did it for 5 months old, even though we didn't have a baby anymore. I ran that exact month, And because I think Steph, my sister, was here with her baby at the time or something, and it was like that age.
Yeah.
So I left comments like, my comment was like, I remember that age. It was so much fun. That was when they started to become more interactive with the world around them. And like, it's just something that kind of happens at that age. So it just gives you like a conversation starter with people.
Okay. That sounds good. Thank you.
Yep.
Does anybody have any other questions? Well, don't go anywhere yet.
Oh, okay. I'm still here.
Does anybody have any other questions about like Kanban? I know we have like the training up and stuff like that for it, but anything else that's not in the training that like, because that will give you an unlimited, amount of people every single day to connect with. So, that fear of running out of people to talk to, build relationships with, I think it's awesome. It will never be there. Nobody has anything else? Okay, cool. Thanks, Nick.
Welcome. Bye.
Bye. All right, so does anybody have any questions about anything else on your mind, business related before I let you guys go for the night? Nothing? No? Okay. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Definitely have the tracker out. Make sure you're getting those up in those numbers with the people that you're actually talking to. It's like tracking that and watching that compound over time and making sure that you're developing that into your new habit. And then you're going to see like if you just spent an hour every single day and you spent 50 minutes of that time inviting, you're going to see a way greater outcome in your business versus if you spent 50 minutes scrolling, commenting on other people's things, checking the pages, listening to a call, and only 10 minutes of inviting, right? You're going to see a drastic difference. And that's usually all it is, like I said, for people, is just that little switch of it. And then, the first couple of days might be like a little like, oh my God, like I'm not used to this because it's a new habit. But then once you continue doing it, just like anything else, it's going to be just like second nature, and you'll do it no matter what, every time you sit down to work your business. So, all right, guys. Well, I'll get the recording up on the team page probably tomorrow. And thanks for being on, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, everyone.